And hello again. Welcome back to this video of Salome. Today we're going to try to implement the rest of the functions that were present in the last video. Okay, we spent the last video talking about how to reload the module quickly. So hopefully now things are okay. We can put that to the test as we edit the code. Okay, we edit the code. Yeah, we'll wait for Salome to start up. Okay, and if I'm not wrong, I want to start working with, let's see. Okay, it's Python console here. Okay, so the Python console, what are we supposed to do? We're going to import link git work directory. And what are we supposed to import from there? Okay, go to thin pipe flow snappy hex mesh, intermediate plus, Salome. We'll go to the, let's see, video scripts. Oops. Video scripts, and we'll check out the live demo cylinder class. And from live demo cylinder class, we're supposed to import workspace. Import workspace. Okay, so let's just call the object self, just for easy reference. And that's how we kind of code classes as well. So self is like the object instance. So workspace is the kind of the primary object I'm working with. I'll just call it self. So self equals workspace. So load workspace. And then what do I want to do? Self get cylinder object. So cylinder object equals self dot get cylinder object. And there you go. The cylinder object should be here. Okay. Oops. And let's bring back our terminal. And we'll want to start looking at some things to load in here. Okay, we already have a print intro. So let's just put the print intro inside the constructor, the init. So let's print the intro. And let's do self.print intro. And then yeah, save. So we'll get it again and see now this is loaded. So we'll initiate the mesh builder class. Okay, now I'm going to save and quit, of course, and I want to let's go to this directory, intermediate plus, Salome, and go to video scripts, and I'm going to vim both the live demo and the mesh export and Python dump. Okay, I want to quit all of them. Mesh export, mesh and export Python dump. So this is the stuff I want to copy over. So I'll just use the :bn to switch back and forth. Yeah, so let's just start with the next part. Okay, what parts do we have so far? We have imported the main modules here. We have initialized some Salome objects. So next thing is well, we have a geom builder new. Okay, so I want to start making the origin. So let's call this function build origin, right? Okay, we'll just call this module build origin, def build origin. Okay, and I'll have the self object here. What do I want it to do? Okay, let's see. I'll save this. So let's quickly take a look what the build origin should entail. So I'm going to use the visual. So it's Shift V for visual line, Y to yank, and I'll go BN to the other one. And now, of course, I'll just paste this here. Okay, using the P button. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. Now just keep repeating to get all this. Okay, so notice here we have 4 vertices, one vertex and 4 vectors that are being made. So O is the geompy make vertex. Then this one OX, OY, OZ is the make vector. And this code over here is the cylinder code. So I'm going to just yank it and paste it at one side. This one will be the, I guess you can say, the built cylinder part, right? Okay, now how do we not change any of this code? How do we not change any of this code over here and still like make it work with our class? Because with the class we need to have this self thing, right? So well, we can use geompy equals to self dot geompy, right? Okay, so geompy equals to self dot geompy. So O, OX, OY, and OZ, and all of this will be this so-called geompy whatever thing. All right. So yeah, this is the geompy thing. All right. This is geompy. And what do you do after that? Okay, then you can then I can just self.geompy equals to geompy. So okay, let me explain what I do again. I'm going to get the geompy object from here. And did I initiate it before? Yes, I did. I think so. Did I initiate it before? Let me check. Initialize Salom objects is here. Import modules is here. Print intros is here. Okay, maybe not. I have not initiated this object first yet. Okay. Let's see. Geompy equals to geombuilder.new. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay, paste. Oh, undo. U to undo, yeah. Okay, right. Let me try again. I'm going to shift V, yank. Now go to the other side and paste it here. All right. So this is how I do it. And self.geombuilder.new. Okay, so you can see the geombuilder thing is here. Self.geombuilder equals to geombuilder. So geompy equals to self.geombuilder.new. Then I execute all of this geompy thing here. And after that, I take a copy of this geompy and put it into self.geompy. Of course, I can do a return here as well. Return self.geompy. Okay, so this is how this origin thing is built, and this should be the first step. Now, I can just reload this again. Cylinder object goes to self.get cylinder object, cylinder object dot build origin, and it will give you this geom builder object. And all you need to do, remember, go to geometry and you can just click update study. Click update study and you should get the origin right here, O, OX, OY, and OZ. So now origin has been built, no problem. Okay, so okay, let me switch back and forth because yeah, sometimes when text is printed, it will interfere with Vim, so I need to scroll up and down to like kind of refresh. So this build origin part has been finished. Let's get to load some other modules as well. So the next obvious choice is to basically do the building of cylinders. So it's very simple. You just do the cylinder building. Okay, let me add some comments before I go. Okay, so this section I want it to be this section contains code for printing. Okay, just make a short comment before I go. Okay, so I like to classify my classes and try to keep it as neat as possible, because when you have 20 different functions, you'll find it very difficult to find just one class. Okay, so next thing I want to do is build cylinder. You notice that this line of code here is just standing on its own, so it never sort of gets executed. So let me yank this and then I'll paste it here. And to prevent myself from getting syntax error, let me just put the self thing here as well. Okay. All right. So you'll notice that we'll need to get self.geompy again. Okay, we'll need to get self.geompy again. So I want to make the code neater. Also, I want to have a section of get and set functions. So oh shit, I should have used copy and paste. This is taking way too long. So here are get and set functions. So what are get and set functions? Get functions are just things to help you return certain objects or certain values. For example, here I have a get cylinder object. So it will make it very easy to keep returning the cylinder object. Okay, and it will be much neater. Okay, it will be much nicer and neater code. So well, I have one that says here get geompy. So I just return self.geompy. Okay, so I'll just have here geompy equals self.getGeompy. All right, that's it. So getGeompy is here. Okay, notice my stylistic way of doing things is to first letter is always a small letter, and to differentiate between words I use capital letter instead of spaces. So that's sometimes how OpenFOAM, I believe, does it. And that's the convention I like to keep using. Okay. All right. So yeah. So once what does this do? Okay. It will take this cylinder. You have to make the cylinder first before. Oops. You have to make the cylinder first. Okay. So you can see cylinder 1 equals geompy make cylinder RH, and then you have to add this to study. Okay, so I don't like this convention again. I'll just call it cylinder 1 because I don't like having first letter being the capital letter. Okay, cylinder 1. All right, and well, I also don't like the fact that, you know, the height. Okay, R is radius, H is height. You can do some guesswork down there. R is radius, H is height. So let me instead do this. Okay, I want to make sure that you can build a cylinder of any size you want. So radius equals 100, height equals 300. So instead of having 100 and 300 here, I have a radius and a height. Okay, the default values here are 100 and 300 respectively, and of course that will be it. Okay, I can also have a name equals to cylinder 1. So you can use this function to name the cylinder anything you want. So I just have the cylinder name. Okay, I'll replace this name here with cylinder name. So I'll use the CW to change words, cylinder name. Okay. All right. And then what do? I need to sort of well, change the value of geompy or update geompy. So the way to do it is to use a set function or define set geompy. Okay. Self and geompy. Okay, I will not have any what do you call that? I will not have any default value here. Okay. I mean, I can have a default value. I'll just do it like so. Yeah. Equals to default. Okay. This one just makes it easier to use. Okay. Okay. If geompy equals to default. This will be very lame. Self.geompy equals self.geompy. This is a very redundant piece of code, but it makes it very clear that what you're doing. Okay. Else, if geompy is not default, then self.geompy equals to geompy. Okay, so this is a set function, so that if you don't give it any inputs, it will basically do this very nonsensical piece of junk. Else, it will execute this piece of code. In fact, actually, I don't even need to do this. Yeah, I just need to I can just delete the code. If geompy equals to default, it will not do anything. Okay, it will not do anything. Or else, this self.geompy equals to whatever geompy you feed into this set geompy function. This is the way I like to code. Okay, so that's what I like to do. So let's see, self.set geompy as geompy. All right, and there we are, close. So we can return self.get geompy. All right, yeah, you can return a function because calling the function here will just return self.geompy. Self.geompy is a valid return to put it here. And not just that, I just want to make it consistent as well. Self return self.get geompy. Then this one also here, self.set geompy. Self.set geompy as geompy, and then yeah. So why do I want get and set functions? It makes it very clear what you're doing, and it reduces the amount of equal signs and all that you see here. It makes the code a lot more readable, especially if you're reading hundreds and thousands of lines of code. So let's test the build cylinder function. So I need to first build an origin, then of course build cylinder. So I'm going to get cylinder object. Okay, and then we're going to have some kind of error. Let's check out where the error is. Okay, I'm doing this live, so bear with me. So line 124 in get cylinder object. So where's the get cylinder object? Okay. Oh, it's in the else loop. You see there's this else thing over here. So expected indented block. Okay, this is 113. Okay. All right. Pass. I guess this is what you can do. Let me try it again. Okay, so pass just lets it get done. Then let me do a build origin and build cylinder. So okay, cylinder object dot build origin, cylinder object dot build cylinder. Okay, so let's update the study, and then you will find that there are just a lot of origin points here, which is kind of redundant. I want to kind of delete these extra origin points. Yeah. And maybe there can be some code to help you delete the origin points first, but that's another video for another time. So this is how we get our build cylinder. Okay, so I can delete this cylinder, and let's experiment. I want a different cylinder with a different name. So let's see. Let's do radius equals to 150. Height equals to 400, cylinder name equals to cylinder 2. Okay, let's do that, and that will build another cylinder. We'll update the study, and then we'll have 2 cylinders this time. We have cylinder 1 and cylinder 2, which is much bigger. So you see our function works nicely. Okay. I feel very satisfied. So at least that's a very simple building of cylinder so far, and you can see that when we pass the name in as cylinder 2, it will show up here as cylinder 2. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so that's I think it for this video. Just updating some of the cylinder code. we see that, you know, it's very useful. Once we have Python, you're able to execute it very quickly, right? And yeah, and our get and set functions seem to work because the set geompy works, and the return actually works as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't want to keep building code like this already. I'll call it a day. So I guess thanks for watching. You can see the usefulness of this workspace class. I really like it a lot. But yeah. Alright, so that's all I have for you. I'll call it a day. See you and have a good day.